Greetings, Shining Bulls and Shining Bears, and welcome to this, the 25th episode of the Crypto Astrology Podcast. We are going to take a look at what this week holds for Bitcoin and Ether price. But first, please always feel welcome to check out the Shining Bull website, where I have all kinds of offerings for all suns, especially a trading signal service for day traders, a weekly forecast for both swing and day traders, predictive books, and book bundle deals. I especially recommend my Bitcoin by 2026 and Ethereum by 2026 books, as this is probably an important time to understand what the coming years will bring for both Bitcoin and Ether. And these books are valuable. In any case, if nothing is within your price range, then simply follow me on Twitter and make sure to get up notifications for this podcast, as I'm giving out a lot of free info on both of these. So now let's take a look at this week in Bitcoin and Ether price. Although I, the astrologer, am currently traveling in the United States, soon to return to my home in Canada, I am giving, as always, the weekly predictions that I make on this podcast as per UTC time. So, and I also want to say that, first of all, there's a lot of strong upward momentum. And then, I think I talk about this in the day by day that you're about to hear, but there's especially one day, I think it's Wednesday, but you'll see. Just stay tuned to the day by day. One of the days I saw a lot of intensity, especially for people who are programmers in fintech. So I don't know what it looks like. Is there something big causing certain programmers to have to do a lot of intense work? I also saw that there should be a huge amount of buying pressure for Bitcoin and Ether, and that can create. And then there's also a point this week where there can be something, I'll explain more, but it's on one hand, there could be a really powerful upward surge, but at that same moment, I'm just giving an example, an exchange could go down, that kind of thing. And then the other thing is, remember, and you'll see this in the 2023 predictions books too, that on the 4th, I don't remember if that's Saturday or not, but just stay tuned, I'm going to go through the day by day. That's when Saturn turns direct. And I see that starting a down move that can last for Ether until middle of next week, and then for Bitcoin possibly a little longer. So basically this is a very extremely intense week. So let's get into the day by day. Sunday UTC. Just after midnight on Sunday UTC, I see green candles forming due to the moon entering Bharani. Very early in the morning, another surge of green candles emerges as the moon starts transiting Vakri Jupiter. Morning still before breakfast time on Sunday UTC brings the potential for some red candles from profit-taking when the moon opposes Mercury and then Mars after having passed Vakri Jupiter. Around noon, the moon's entrance into the Libra Pada of Bharani and its conjunction with Ketu in the D9 signals to me a drop. Early in the afternoon, I see a drop begin when Mercury reaches Mars in the sky. Even though something good is happening behind the scenes, there is an uncertain feeling in the collective consciousness which should make red candles keep showing up until nighttime, when green candles start heading Bitcoin and Ether price upward as the moon reaches exact trine to Venus. And I just want to mention before I go any further that if you are an investor, this is a very dangerous time to be short, in general, unless you're a professional trader, this is a very dangerous time to be shorting Bitcoin. Okay, so next, Monday UTC. Very early in the morning, consistent green candles emerge with the moon's entrance into Taurus, joining the sun in Capricorn in the D9. In the late morning, I see a strong upward movement as the moon enters the Aquarius Pada of Kritika. Late at night, another surge of green candles appears as the moon transits into Rohini. Tuesday, UTC. Just after midnight, when Moon enters Vishaka, the market becomes volatile with a lot of downward correctional moves, with the general trend pointing upwards. In the afternoon, a powerful surge of green candles appears when the Moon reaches Mars's cuspal degree. In the evening and into the night, the upward trend continues, and this movement feels like a truthful in nature. Wednesday, UTC. This is I think the crazy day I was referencing. So this is a bit of a crazy day. The morning is volatile due to Moon's transit in relation to Ketu. And although the general trend suggests an upward direction, there are some sudden and surprising movements. Late afternoon, a surge in Bitcoin and Ether buying becomes apparent as the Moon enters into a trine with Vakri Saturn. What I see is that this is going to create a lot of intensity for people working in fintech, particularly computer programmers. Come late evening, I see a potential, very likely actually, hopefully not, but I see potential technical problems or hacks, though the general direction should be upwards. Late at night, the upward trend becomes more clear as I see it, as the Moon reaches an exact trine to Vakri Saturn. Please note that Wednesday is a day of high intensity, and for example, a situation can occur where there is a huge price surge, but at the worst moment possible, an exchange has technical problems, or that kind of thing can happen. This is just an example. Thursday, UTC. In the morning, clear green candles emerge as the Moon transits into the Aquarius Pada of Ardra, joining Sun in the Navamsha. Late afternoon, I see some red candles indicating a downward correction when Moon reaches a trine to the Sun. Friday, UTC. Shortly after midnight on Thursday UTC, so just after midnight, beginning Friday UTC, a potential consolidation or compression phase can potentially create red candles when Moon enters Punarvasu. Very early morning on Friday UTC, a surge of green candles emerges when the Moon trines Mars. Early morning positive news for crypto can introduce more green candles as the Sun opposes Vakri Jupiter. But I am not sure if we will find out about this news at the moment it's happening. It will likely just be a strong feeling of certainty. A little later, still in the morning, I predict red candles due to profit taking as the Moon trines Mercury. Saturday, UTC. Very early in the morning on Saturday UTC, green candles emerge as the Moon enters Pushya. But very importantly, still early morning, I anticipate red candles as Saturn goes direct. Late afternoon, more red candles emerge as I see it as the Moon enters the Libra Pada of Pushya. Please note that this new downtrend that starts on Saturday should last until the middle of next week for Ether and potentially a little longer for Bitcoin. Please see the 2023 prediction books for more on that, available on shiningbull.com. So that was the weekly forecast for the week ahead in Bitcoin and Ether price. For intraday traders, my trading signal service is best, and my weekly forecast is also key for both day traders and swing traders. The signals give real-time signals and a little bit more detail, and then the weekly forecast gives a huge amount of info. It's super cheap right now. I give a lot of info there. I give like all the important time frames for bullish or bearish moves, and I give price targets and interesting information that can be very valuable actually. Anyway, then of course, then my books of course give the larger market context, which is important also for traders to understand, and of course for investors to understand. And now, as I mentioned, is a great time to get either the Bitcoin or Ethereum by 2026 books if you don't already have them. Next, let's talk about some news items from the past week. Again, although I'm currently traveling in the United States, I am referencing UTC time as opposed to my time zone here on the East Coast of the US. So this past week, Bitcoin's market dominance was big news. And so that's because Bitcoin's market dominance, BTC market dominance, has recently reached a 2-year high. And currently it's just, at the time of recording this, it's just above 51%, according to data from the block. This resurgence in Bitcoin's market share comes amid a backdrop of wider market forces, of course, but what I'm trying to show all is that everything is a result of the planetary placements of our galaxy. So obviously this fact of Bitcoin market dominance aligns with specific astrological events, which of course then other news events also align with those events. And often we use the news as a reason for market movements, but the news and the market movements are both results of the astrology at any given moment. So now, so right now, as of recording, Bitcoin's market cap, right now it's a little over half of the total cryptocurrency market. Now, I want to tell you that the rise in Bitcoin dominance began to accelerate meaningfully when it crossed the 40.07% mark on March 10th. This coincided with Mars entering into Gemini, a period that also saw Bitcoin rebounding strongly from about 20K. And the last time Bitcoin dominance was around this level, just over 51%, as it is today, I'm saying, was in the second half of April of 2021, right after Bitcoin reached its first all-time high. Bitcoin then surpassed this high in November of 2021, when Jupiter exited Capricorn for the second and final time. So I think first we reached like 64 and then down consolidation and then 69,000. And then once we started dropping from 69,000 when Jupiter exited Capricorn for the final time after having retrograded from Aquarius back into Capricorn and then going back in, that began the beginning of a drop out of the bull market. So what I want to tell you is that currently Saturn is transiting in the same area in the sky where Jupiter was previously transiting and retrograding between April and November of 2021, where Bitcoin price made 2 consecutive all-time highs. Saturn will complete their transit over this zone, passing 8 degrees of Aquarius, which is where Jupiter turned retrograde. So Saturn will pass that 8-degree mark in Aquarius, heading direct, in mid-December of this year. This will begin a new type of sustainable bull run. The approval of spot ETFs will make this bull run even more powerful by opening up Bitcoin investment to society at large. Once Saturn passes 8 degrees of Aquarius, I expect that it will begin a new era of sustainable growth for Bitcoin, benefiting society as a whole. And this aligns with Saturn in Aquarius, who has the desire for society well-being, suggesting that if some people benefit from significant crypto wealth, for example, smart people who got in a long time ago, or people who are young now or savvy and smart. Well, if some people are benefiting, really it should be everybody in society should benefit. So that society together is on the same page, growing wealthy at the same time. So I want to point your attention now to one extra detail, to the fact that in June of 2021, when Jupiter turned retrograde at 8 degrees of Aquarius, that's when China reiterated its crackdown on cryptocurrencies, causing a significant market reaction. Like in the chart, actually, that was the kind of almost near the end of the consolidation, was when, or pretty much exactly the end of that consolidation, the downward consolidation, when Jupiter turned retrograde. is when then we slowly started moving up again toward the second all-time high. So I see that by the time Saturn exits 8 degrees of Aquarius, China will have taken a new stance, which will further propel the coming bull run. In fact, I see that China, believe it or not, is going to play a key role in the future of Bitcoin, but a very key role. But if you want more long-term info on that, I recommend buying the Bitcoin Countries book, which is one of the new books also available on the website shiningbull.com. So that's all for now, and I will see you next week. Thank you.